Hey guys! Okay, my name is Ashley Walmer and this is Morgan McIntyre, and we want to tell you guys a little bit about Instagram. So if you're just starting out and maybe you haven't ever done a whole lot with Instagram, or maybe you have and you're really wanting to start focusing on that, I wanted Morgan, because she is a rock star in this business and she kills it on Instagram, just to kind of go through some like very basic what you need to do to start working this business on Insta. So do you want to maybe tell them a little bit like about yourself, like how long you've been in, where you were when you got started?
Yeah, so I joined this business about 3.5 years ago, and I was just a broke college student, and I just joined for an extra $100 a month. And then I started working really hard with this business, and I realized it was probably going to be a whole lot more to me than just $100 a month, because it's so simple to do this business. And I didn't know anybody up here, didn't have any extra time to do this business, but that's why I wanted to do it, because I was sick of not having money. I was sick of not ever having free time. So I just worked this business into my schedule, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I just made it work because I really, really wanted it to. And so I've messed up along the way. I've learned a lot. So I wanted to teach y'all today some stuff that took me forever to learn, so that hopefully y'all can learn it faster than I had to.
So when you first started, did you have an Instagram?
Yes. I didn't use it though.
Okay.
For It Works.
When did you start using it?
Right before I went diamond.
Okay, so for like the last 2 years?
It was in December 2015. Sorry,
no, I was just gonna say you have like,
it's like it's sticking down. They
yes.
like randomly do that.
Okay,
it's okay.
Got it now.
But yeah, so after the cruise to Mexico, so I was just using Facebook before that, and then people everywhere on the cruise were using Instagram, and I was like, I do not use Instagram. Like, I literally cannot find anybody on Instagram. And they're like, you have to work at it, and you have to have about 1,500 followers to really start seeing results from that. So then I was like, okay, I got this. Doable goal, 1,500 people. So I was determined to get 1,500 followers. And the first person I ever signed up for Instagram or from Instagram was the Ruby to get me to Diamond. So that totally changed my business. And yeah.
And ever since then, I've just been using
mostly Instagram. Yeah, now I don't really use Facebook that much.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, we're going to screen share with you guys so you can see exactly what she's doing and how she works this business. So just give us 2 seconds. It'll pop up with instructions again. So internet, there you go. Perfect. Okay, so let's start with your bio.
Okay,
so tell us a little bit about that.
Notice that I have emojis in there, so it's a little bit bright and colorful. I don't have anything about It Works. It doesn't say It Works distributor with a green heart, because whenever people follow you, they don't want to see that you're an It Works distributor right away, or else they're going to be like, what the heck? Like, this girl's just trying to follow me so that she can sell me something, or it's going to be spammy, and the posts are going to be like an ad. So I want them to follow me and get to know me first. And so that way I can just incorporate the post into my everyday life, which is what I do anyways. And so they'll realize like, oh, okay, like she's cool, I can follow her. So I don't want to put It Works distributor in my bio. I don't have my It Works website link, which would be blocked anyways. But if you find a way to put your website link, don't. A lot of people used to put their Facebook link, but I think there's just so many people that do from It Works that put their Facebook link. Now people can look at that and be like, they probably do It Works, or a network marketing company. So what I have is my link, and you don't have to have a link of anything if you don't want to, but what I have is my YouTube video, and that's just a video of my story where I just like talk about my story, how this business has changed my life. And one of my diamonds on my team joined because of that YouTube video right there. I followed her, and she immediately watched my YouTube video from my link, and then she joined the next day, and now she's not a diamond yet. She's an emerald, and she earned the $5,000 bonus last month, and she's going diamond this month. So I like having
that's a great idea.
And so just like a quick little 10-minute video that I made, and you can easily do that from your phone. Like, I literally made it from my phone, uploaded it from my phone. Super simple. So that's my bio. Notice that my picture is a picture of me. It's not a picture of me with my friends, because then they don't know which one's me. It's not a far away full body picture, because then they have no idea what you look like. So my profile is private, which I'll tell you why in a second, but all they can see, if I go and follow you right now, all that you can see is my picture at the top, like everything down to the pictures. You can't actually see the pictures themselves. So I don't know if you can see me still, but that's all you can see. If I went and followed you right now, it's just that little bitty top part. And so that's what you have to make sure is good so that people will want to follow you back. If my profile picture was dark and blurry and not me or far away, like people may not want to follow me as much as if it's a bright, crisp picture. So my profile's on private because if I was public, people could see that I'm following them, and then they could just be like, oh, okay, like she's not a creep, like she can totally follow me, but there's no reason for them to need to follow me back because they can anytime go look at my profile and go see what I'm posting. So if you're private, it creates that curiosity and people have to follow you back to see who you are. And a lot of times they won't take the time to unfollow you. So then they just remain your follower and you're able to message them and create this friendship with them.
I love it. Okay. I love that that is a video. When I first saw that, I thought it was a link to your YouTube channel, but that's actually a video, you guys, in that link right there. So people can click that and then watch her talk about her story and why she said yes to this business. That is so awesome. I love it. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what you're posting. So, and talk through how many times a day are you posting?
I usually post like 3 times a day. It used to be like a lot more, but with the algorithms now, you don't want to post that much. And I'm not super into algorithms, but obviously, so I'm trying to promote this month. So a lot of these are product pictures, but I am still posting about the business because we have this awesome 2-for-1 kit. If you're watching this video later, this is just like for what's going on right now. So this may not be necessarily applying to that, but I think for whenever I'm trying to, get these promotions and get all these distributors and change all these people's lives with the business so that I can, get blocked in or help my team get boxed in for their promotions, I'm more posting about the business with a little bit of products. You never want to just post about one or the other. It's always super important because if you sign up all these distributors, but then you haven't planted any seeds for customers, then you're going to be stuck. Same thing, vice versa. So you should always be posting about both, but I post about more products right now than the business because I am trying to sign more customers than distributors. So typically I would not post a picture like this right here, which is my before and after pictures, just because it does make my page look not that cute. So I'll probably delete that soon because it's been up for almost a day. So if you have a before and after picture that you really want to post just so that you can start signing up customers, and I have gotten a few people, over 300 likes, and a lot of people are commenting saying that they're interested. So that's worth it. But then I'm just going to delete it later to clean up my page a little bit. And then, this is a post about the business. It's a selfie that I took, and I'm not going to read it to you or anything, but, this is not even about the products or the business. Like, it's just everything about my life, my dog, like people see that I'm a real person. I show all the things that I love to do, but then I incorporate the business into it. This should be a perfect blend of the business, your life, and the products, because that's what this business is anyway. So you just want to show that through your pictures.
Okay. So let's show them what not to post, so that they're not like an ad.
If your Instagram looks like this, don't do that. Because this is just ads. This is why we don't post It Works Distributor in our bio, because when people follow you who say that, if you go to their profile, a lot of times this is what it looks like. Nobody wants to follow that. So they won't follow you back, which is why I said don't have that in your bio, because people expect this, and that's not at all what my page looks like. And so you want them to give you a fair chance, so I just don't even put that on there.
And honestly, you're not It Works, you're Morgan. So you guys make sure that you're incorporating this business into your life, and it's not just all It Works. Okay. You're going to turn people away. They're not going to feel like you're a genuine, real person. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So let's talk about how to get your followers up. Cause you had said, that was one thing that you really focused on in the beginning. So where would you go to find people to follow?
So typically, and if I show you some names, please don't go to these people to follow them, because that's going to hurt both of our businesses, because we're both going to be messaging them similar things and talking about the business. So your Explore page is going to look different anyways, but just don't search these people's names specifically, because I'm going to be following these people and you don't want to do the same thing. So follow your own people. But this is the Explore page. And so you could just, this girl's super cute. That's just one that stuck out to me. And then I could go on here. Let's just make sure she's not a It Works distributor, because I wouldn't want to follow people who's, if someone's a It Works distributor, I'm not going to go follow their people that they're following or people that like their pictures, because that's called poaching, and we do not do that. So she's not a It Works distributor. She's Miss Utah. That's why she's super cute. And then I can go and click on her people who like her posts, and see I'm already following a lot of her friends, which is why she's on my explore page, because we have similar interests and because we have similar followers. So then I'll just go down and follow. Notice that I'm following all girls, and I'm making sure that I'm not following anyone with like a really weird profile picture. So like probably won't follow this next person because they look like a guy and I don't speak that language, I don't think. That's Millennials of Manhattan. That's actually not a real person, so I'm not going to follow them. So you just scroll down and you follow them, and guess what? I just followed like 20 people. I may get 3 follow requests back from that. Not everybody's going to follow you back, so don't be like, oh, like I'm never going to go ambassador if everybody doesn't follow me back. Like people just aren't going to follow you back. People, especially if their profiles are public, they don't really notice when people follow them back because they just have so many people follow and they don't have to, accept the request. So, but that's where I go to follow them, and then you can like go from here to, okay, so I requested all these people, but this girl was actually public. So I could go to her page and click on her second picture. And I do that because her second picture is one of the more recent ones. So I know that everybody who liked it is still active, but the second picture usually has more likes than the most recent, which is the first. So I usually go to the second, and then I can follow people from here. I'm not going to follow Andrew because that's a guy. I mean, you can follow guys if you want to. That's just not my primary focus. So I don't really want to specifically follow guys on purpose. So you can scroll down your explore page, and that's literally all that I do. And through that, you can find so many people from their explore page and on.
Okay, so let's talk about interacting a little bit, like on other people's posts, and you can interact in stories too.
Yeah, so if you're going to interact, which you should, you can just literally double click all the way down. And like if you see something that's really sticks out to you, like that, she's super cute. So I'll just say something like, it has to be more than 2 words. Let me hide her name. Oh, okay, well, it's on there too. But anyways,
actually, it has to be more than 6 words now.
Really? Okay, I was going to say it has to be more than 2 words or else it won't help your algorithm. And now apparently they've updated it again and it has to be more than 6 words. So you actually have to be giving them genuine compliments. So something like cute top doesn't like make a difference. So if you're like, oh my gosh, girl, I love your shirt. Where did you get it? That would benefit your algorithm. That would help her see that. And because I genuinely do think her shirt's super cute. So don't be like just giving people, Anyways, so give people genuine compliments. Just double clicking. I mean, liking people's stuff helps your algorithm a little bit too. Obviously, commenting is way better. And so, I mean, you can literally do this just like standing in line at the grocery store. So, this is one of my new distributors, so I'm probably going to actually comment on her picture and say like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited for you, whatever, so that I can boost her algorithm too. If you want to comment on people's stories, which this is not up on, so. And that's CJ. Okay, this is a bad example right here. And that's Kelsey, okay. Why are all these people at work? Okay, she's not. So this girl right here.
Hilarious. Oh, so my goodness.
This girl right here, I'm obsessed with her and I really want her to join this business with me. So I would probably comment back to her. And whenever you comment back on somebody's Insta stories, it's going to go immediately into their inbox. So you're going to be able to see that. So then you're already messaging each other versus just commenting and then commenting back.
Perfect. Okay. So speaking of like messaging people, so who are you messaging? When you go to work Instagram and you're messaging, who do you message?
I usually message people who follow me, people who like my posts, or people that comment on my posts. I usually go from people that comment first because I want to make sure I get to all those people. So all these people down here that have commented on this post, I want to make sure that I, respond to all of those. Then I'll message people who like that post. And sometimes it's time consuming because that's 300, people. And I've usually messaged all of them before. So another way that I like to do it is just by messaging my followers and just starting from like, okay, this is the last person that I messaged, so I'm going to start with this girl. And I'm going to message her, and I'm going to work my way up until the most recent followers that I haven't messaged yet. And then I always make sure, I know we're going to talk about Insta stories in a second, but that's another really good way that I message. And so I did a poll here. So whenever later on today, I'm going to look at this poll, and I'm going to message the people who voted on my poll.
Okay, so what are you messaging? Because it's definitely a cold message if you're messaging likes and followers and stuff. So what does that first message look like?
So literally all that I say is like, hey girl, oh my gosh, you're so cute. I was looking at your page. I literally have it memorized. I was looking at your page, and then I'll give them a genuine compliment like, and I think you're so cute. Or like I was looking at your page and like, I love, your style. Or, I was looking at your page and we have a golden retriever that's like around the same age or whatever it is, just try to connect with them. And then you say, I'm looking for a couple more people to put on my portfolio, and I was curious if you would be interested in being a product model for me with one or some of our products, and you get my huge discount for helping me out. Would you be interested? Literally put your own twist to that though, because that sounds like me because I created that message. Your message is going to sound different because you're not me. So make sure that your messages sound like yourself. So something like that is literally just asking them, would you want to be a product model? And I don't say product tester because nobody's testing our products. They've been tested. I've tested my own products and they work. So I'm asking them if they want to be a product model for me. And then they'll respond back with like, yeah, like, thank you so much. A lot of the time they're like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. You literally just made my day. Thank you so much. Like they just get like all into it. And I'm like, yeah, you're so welcome. You know, and then they say like, what products is it? And then I'll say It Works products, and they're all natural. And then I'll just give them a list of whatever products I'm kind of wanting people to order. So like right now I really want people to do weight loss because one, it's almost summer. So we all want to lose weight and I'll have somebody to do it with me. And then two, because those are higher volume orders so that I can promote too. So it's just like a win-win both ways. And so I'm talking about hair, skin, and nails, cleanse, wraps, triple threat, keto coffee, all this different stuff. And I'm just asking them which one would you be most interested in. And I'll give them like a little 2-second, you know, this is what it is. And so,
so do you ever send cold messages for distributors?
No. So for distributors, and I don't know how duplicatable this is because I've been in the business for longer. So I wouldn't say like, don't send messages for distributors. I think you have to find what works best for you because this is what a lot of my new people do too, is this attraction marketing. And so what that means is like a lot of the people come to you. So like if you're constantly posting about like, oh my gosh, I love this business, and that is something that if you're going to not message as much for distributors, like I'm still a top distributor enroller in the whole entire company every single month consistently in the top 5, but I don't really message for them. So that tells you how hard I'm working on my posts. It's not because I'm just like, oh, okay, like this means I don't have to ever message for distributors and I can just like chill and they'll come to me. No, you have to be consistent in other things. So what I do, because for me personally, and this is different than Ashley, because I'm sure Ashley does send messages and that's perfect for her. It's working and we're the same rank. So obviously you can do different things and be successful. But for me personally, they don't really respond to that. So with my Instagram messages, whenever I message about the products, people are more interested just because it's less of a commitment. And so if I can send them that first message, sometimes, like not right now because I really want customers, but sometimes I'll say at the end of that message, like, you know, hair, skin, and nails is our bestseller, you know, are you interested in the cleanse, the wraps, or the compions? And then I'll say, or I have one work from home position available for someone who wants to use the products and make money at the same time. And then they'll say like, oh my gosh, I'm interested in the hair, skin, and nails and the make money one. And I'm like, okay, perfect. And so then that's my distributor message to them versus me saying, you know, yeah, because people I feel like don't respond to that. Another way that I sign up distributors or get interest from people is Insta stories. Like I'll, you know, make a video of myself talking about, you know, dude, I just filled up my gas. I'm on my way home and I'm just so stress free because of this business. And I've joined this business for $100 a month. It doesn't have to be like, I just bought a $6 billion house, and, you know, like literally the small things are what people can relate to. So I just pay for my groceries in cash. I just bought my gas, you know, all that stuff is what people want to hear. And so sharing that with them is, a good way for you to be able to message those people. And I always do a poll because it's so much easier to, if they vote on a poll, they're interested. Now, while we're talking about polls, it like automatically brings it up as yes and no, and it's really, really big. You don't want a yes and a no. You don't want to like, yeah, I'm interested. No, you're weird. Like those are not your options. Your options are 2 really good ones. So if I say like,
show them on yours.
So if I say, well, this is for a hair model one. So this is just like a lot of before and after pictures. So look, for my responses, number 1, I made it smaller so that nobody can say, oh, I accidentally clicked that. Like, no, you did not accidentally click that. So this one is yes, please, or I want 40% off. So that's 2 good options. I would never say like yes or no because you want them. So like for a distributor one, an example would be like, I want $500 plus a month. I want $1,000 plus a month. Or yes, I'm interested. Girl, give me the details. I want to join for half off. Me and my friend want to join together. So like all these different options. And you can do videos, you can do a picture, you can do multiple things on top of each other. But like, that's how I usually sign up distributors. And then I seal the deal by doing online parties, which I know y'all party all the time. So,
well, and one thing you told me when we first started talking about how you're signing is, you guys, she's messaging for customers, so she's signing customers. And then you do such a good job at, once you sign that customer, following up with them, getting them on the online parties, you're exposing them to the business, and then reaching back out to them like after their 3 months and saying like, hey, you've been loving the ThermoFit, you're getting such great results, you guys should do this business. And so you guys take care of your customers because they are the lifeblood of our business. So, okay, let's talk a little bit more about some Insta story stuff. So, okay, one, let's click through yours and maybe talk through why you're doing it, like how you're incorporating the before and afters, because you started with like looking for hair, skin, and nails, and then you kind of put some before and afters. So let's look through yours and maybe show them a little bit about what this is.
Okay, so this is me. So I just like did hair models one, and you can do like, I mean, I do something different every single time. And then that's one of my friends that does this business, and like her hair's so long, and like some of the stuff I just get from like Facebook, and I'll share it, you know, save it to my camera roll, and I can literally go on here and just click down and it'll go through my camera roll. But, so anyway, so then I just add them, and like, this is a before and after picture of her hair, before and after picture, before and after picture. So I just do like a lot of them so that people can see, like, cause somebody's hair may be, you know, that short. And her hair kind of looks like unhealthy right there too, maybe like a little fried. And so they're like, oh, that literally looks like my hair. And then that's her after picture. Or someone can connect with this girl and be like, oh my gosh, my hair literally looks just like that. Or, oh, my hair's blonde too. Oh, that girl has a bob and she's growing it out. Like, people can connect to different people. They don't all have that haircut. And so then just like a cute picture, this is just from Pinterest, and I just added want longer hair on it. And then I think I got this picture from someone actually, but that's what I would do. And then you just do yes, please, or I want 40% off. And you can vote on your own poll. So I do that.
Okay, so then once you do those polls, who are you messaging? When are you messaging? And what are you messaging?
So whenever it's a poll like that, I mean, I don't have the archive thing, so I have to do it within 24 hours. So I'll probably message those people. I just did that at like 2 o'clock today. So I'll probably wait till tomorrow morning so that I can have a ton of people, because I don't like messaging them like immediately after and then having to go through and sift through who I've already messaged. So I just wait till it's about to be off of there. And so tomorrow morning, I'll probably message those people and just say, you know, hey, I saw you voted on my poll about the hair, skin, and nails.
Will you show them where to find that? The
poll,
like who to match. Yeah.
So if you go like, oh, I literally just posted it. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so then you would just like swipe up, and then you can see everybody that's viewed it, and then you can see who's voted on it. And so then you would just click. Okay, so then you would just click this, and then you would be able to see all the people, and I want 40% off, you'd be able to see that too. So sometimes it takes people like a long time to vote. So like there's probably not a lot of people on Instagram right now. Sometimes I have like 27 votes in 2 minutes. So it just depends on, that's why you do them all throughout the day. But so then I'll message them something like, you know, hey, I saw that you voted on my poll and about the hair, skin, and nails. And then I'll give them my little script about hair, skin, and nails, which is literally just from the website. I just reworded it to make it sound less like factual. So I'll just say, you know, it works as or the hair, skin, and nails, you know, helps your hair, skin, and nail, whatever my little script that I've made up is. And then I'll say, it's $55 for a month's treatment, only $33 whenever you do the 90-day challenge. And then I'll send them a screenshot of the poll that they voted on. And so with that, I'll usually add to the end, like, do you want to see my personal results? And so then they're always like, oh my gosh, yeah, I want to see your personal results, because people are just nosy whether they're interested or not. So I'm at least starting a conversation with them. And so I always screenshot what they sent or what they voted on so that they know, like, wait, I didn't vote on a poll. They'll be like, oh, that one, yeah, okay, I did vote on that. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so if it's a business post, like when we said, like the whole join for 49 or whatever, what are you messaging those people? What does that look like?
I say, hey, I saw you voted on my like poll about the business, and then I'll give them like a little snippet of what the business is about. So like the business is called It Works Global. We're a health and wellness company. It's all about helping people get out of debt. We have, you know, our wraps, we have stuff for hair, we have stuff for stress, stuff for energy. And then I'll say, like, the best part about this business is that you can work it from your phone anywhere in the world. What amount of income will help you breathe? And then I send them the screenshot, and then they usually come back with like, well, I don't know, like literally anything would help. And then I send them the average monthly income chart, and I say, pick a number on here that would literally change your life. And then they do. And then I get their number, and I immediately start using that to talk to them so I can use voice message.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay. All right. What kind of apps are you using to help grow your Instagram?
So I use Cleaner up here. And so that just helps me unfollow people. So I don't have like the cloud update or anything. So, okay. Yeah. This is like jacked up too, by the way, because I messed up my, here, I'm going to stop screen sharing just for a second because I'm about to put my password in. Okay. So I don't know if this is actually going to work because my Instagram has been literally jacked up today. So let's just see if it works. And if not, then it's pretty self-explanatory.
There's tons of like YouTube videos on Cleaner and stuff too. So, but Cleaner is an app that you guys can download, and it's going to help you to unfollow people that are following you. Because if you noticed on Morgan, she has like 13,000 followers, but then she's only following like what, 5,000, something like that, 2,000 maybe. And so what that looks like is when people come to her page and they see that, they see, oh, she's somebody that has influence. People are wanting to follow her. And it just looks good, that ratio. And honestly, you guys, I wouldn't worry about that if you're just getting started, because right now you guys just need to build your followers up. But once you get to like 1,500, wouldn't you say, start unfollowing? Or when do you recommend people start unfollowing?
Anytime. You just want to make sure that you have, that you're following less people than you have following you back. Okay, I'm fixed it. Okay, sorry. I had to like put in my password. It's already been jacked up, so. Okay, so this is the main page whenever you get on Cleaner. This is what it looks like. Go to settings. Well, okay, so if I was going to set up my Cleaner, I would do list and then load all users, which is going to take literally forever. Probably shouldn't have actually clicked it. Okay, so you can see I have all 6,949. That's not all of the people, or yeah, that is all the people that I'm following, okay? So then you do quick select, and those are your options. So you're going to click advanced quick select. Can't say that. Select non-followers. I'm not going to do that because it's going to take forever. But that's what you would click. Then it'll load, and then it'll have actions up here at the top right-hand corner in white, and then you'll click that. And okay, it's like this. And it'll say unfollow all because you have everybody selected. So you'll say unfollow, and then it will do that, but it'll only be able to do 200 batch actions at one time. So then it'll say, do you want to add the rest to your local queue or cloud queue? And you say local queue because you don't have the update. Then you just do over here pending queues. This is all the people that I still have to, that I've done that with, but they can only do 200 at a time. So I can do actions, execute local actions, and it'll do 200. And you just do it over and over again. And I only have 1,624. So like later, whenever this is like lower, like down to 200, I'll go ahead and like redo that and make sure that everybody that I followed that did not follow me back or that has unfollowed me, they're off of there.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so let's show them Pick Tab Go real quick and just how to make pictures bright and colorful, because like she was talking about, make sure that you guys have your profile picture, something that's a picture of you, of your face up close, and it's crisp and it's not blurry. And so we're just going to show you quick. Obviously, Morgan's adorable and super cute.
No, this is a really terrible picture of me. We're going to edit this really quick. This is the first selfie I could find that wasn't edited. So, okay, so there's like, you go to like all the filters and there's like all the stuff. So I usually do crispity. Now this isn't going to look that cute because it's just not a very cute picture to begin with. Another one that I like is, Sugar Rush. This one makes it like more colorful. So like notice, like if I hold this down and then let it go, it'll show the new one versus the previous one. So that one's really good for like outdoorsy pictures. If you're taking a picture of like a tree or something, it makes it really, really vibrant. But I'll just do a little bit of that just to show you all some. This isn't going to be actually how I would actually edit this picture. I'm never going to post it, I don't think. Air is another one that I like, but I usually tone it down because that's like super bright. Kind of makes it cloudy looking. And then you can just layer a ton of them on top of each other, and you can do another crispity, and then you can do, you know, whatever. So then at the end, you click go, and then you save it to your camera roll. Another thing you can do is save recipe. And you saved your recipe. So what that looks like then is if you go to get a picture, you can go to edit, and you have my style, and then you go to recipes. These are already done for you. These are already layered filters, so I like this one the best. So I would just take that, and that's the one that I would use. Boom, done. That's why you can edit pictures so much faster by doing that.
Okay, so, all right, let's stop screen sharing. Let's talk a little bit about how you're following up with people, like the system that you use, because you guys, it's one thing to message all these people, but you don't want them falling through the cracks.
So whenever I'm talking to people, if I'm out, which I usually am, or even if I'm at home, I don't have my planner with me because it's like a really big planner. So I don't just like sit there with a pen and be like, okay, this person texted me. This person texted me. Like, I'm not doing that. So what's so much easier for me is to just screenshot, which we all know how to screenshot. So if I'm like out at the store and like somebody responded to an Instagram message that I sent them that morning, I have a second to look at it, then I'll be like, oh, they replied, screenshot. Oh, they replied, screenshot. And so if like I really do every single message, and I'll tell you why in a second, but like even if I've already screenshotted it earlier at 10 o'clock that day and they send me another text at 3, I'll screenshot it again. So then at night, every single night, religiously before bed, because it's literally become a habit and I can't not do it. Like even if I go, like tonight I'll go to a concert, I'll still, before I go to bed, write down the people that I've talked to today because it's just important. The fortunes and the follow-up. Most of these people that like, okay, I signed a 96 BB order yesterday from a follow-up that I did because I talked to her for the first time on Tuesday. And so yesterday was Thursday, so I was doing my follow-ups and I was messaging her and she ended up ordering right on the spot because we had talked and she forgot to message me back. So what I do is I write down their names. So the day that I talk to them for the first time, this is not people that I'm messaging. That is a waste of time because you're going to message over 100 people a day, 50 to 100 people a day, and that sounds like a lot. You're sending the same message to everybody pretty much. If you want to switch it up a little bit, you can and say, you know, hey, so-and-so, hey, so-and-so, like how long does it take you to type in a name? Like it literally takes 15 minutes to send 100 messages, and it doesn't even have to be 15 consecutive minutes. You can do, 10 minutes and send 50 and then do, 25 more in 5 minutes later on during the day. So you're messaging a lot of people, but whenever they respond back to you,
that's water.
I think I lost some in my throat. Okay, it's okay, I got it. So whenever they respond back to you for the first time, that's where you write their name down. Notice some of these people are highlighted in pink. What that means is that they're a potential distributor. So it makes it really easy for me to go back and find those people that I want to invite to my party every week because I do that on Sunday. So like on Sunday, I'll go back and I'll find every person that's highlighted in pink that week and I'll say, hey, we're having an online party, whatever. So then I can see some of these people have stars by their names. Those mean that I talked to them. I had more than one screenshot from them, which means that they were really interested because I was actually having a full-on conversation versus just like, what are the products? Oh, it's this. And they never answered back. I'll have one screenshot from them and I'll just write their name down. If we're having a conversation, I'll do a little star. Right now, I'm trying to promote and everything's a hot mess. And so whenever I have people that are like for real ordering, but then they just like ghosted me, they have circles on their names. So I like just do everything that I can to try to keep people, but I want y'all to see, and this is not obviously to like say anything or brag about myself, but people get like frustrated or like whatever because they're like, you signed so many people, like I cannot sign that many people. This is how many people just responded to me. So how many people do you think I had to message for that many people to just even answer me back, much less have that many stars by their names? I'm talking to so many people. We'll talk about time management later. Like, this is why I signed so many people. Out of all these people, I may have signed 10 people, and I signed 10 people in a week, and people are like, how the heck did you do that? Like, literally, because I talked to 80 of them, and only 10 of them signed up. And the other 70 are going to sign up later on, So, like, don't get frustrated just because you're not talking to enough people. But then I always go back 2 days ago. So today I'll do Wednesday people, and I'll go back and message them, and I'll ask them, hey, I'm just curious if you're still interested. If you're not, I'll take you off my follow-up list. I don't want to bug you. And then I'll go back 2 weeks later, or 2 weeks before. So I'll go back to the people on the 6th. Is that right? No. Yeah.
7. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, it's fine. I was just like, wait, 2 weeks ago it was only the 6th. That's crazy.
I know.
Okay, so the 6th. So I'll go back to them and then I'll do 2 months ago. And then I have like little lists too. Like on my other planner, because I use another planner for like what I have to do that day. And so I highlight people in purple if they're going to order that day. They tell me they're going to. Well, guess what? They don't always do that. Okay, even like no matter who you are in this business, people are going to ghost you. People don't care who you are. They're just like, I don't want to order and I'm just not going to respond. So I have another planner, and so I'll go back on Mondays and I'll go back to last week's enrollments, and I'll go back to everybody that was highlighted in purple in that week and go back and ask them, you know, hey, like, I can't hold your spot much longer. Are you still interested? Because if not, I have to give it up to somebody else. And they're like, no, I want to order. Or they'll say like, yeah, you can give it to somebody else. I'm like, cool. Thanks for telling me. Like, now I can, you know, just know that you're not ready to order yet and you will be later.
And then when they signed, I saw some that have their names crossed off.
Yes.
Okay.
That's if they signed or if they are 16.
Okay. I love that. Either one. I'm just going to take them off that list.
Or they'll say like, you know, like, I'm totally not interested. I don't mark their name off because guess what? That means no for now. I still want to be able to see their name later whenever I go back to them. So I only mark them off if they sign up or if they're not old enough.
Okay. So you guys should be able to take this information and start working wherever you are with your Instagram journey, wherever you are with your It Works business, be able to start to finish. This is what Morgan does every single day. Like she said, she's a top enroller for this company. Let's talk a little bit about that time management, because you're prioritizing your time just as much as you were when you first started. But when you first started, things look different. You were working 2 jobs, you were in school full time. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like and how you've been able to still enroll while having such a crazy busy life.
Yeah. So, I mean, your life, you think right now, like, oh my gosh, this is so busy. Like, I can't wait till next year whenever I can like really put time into this business. You're lying to yourself because you're never going to be less busy than you are right now. Your time, like, okay, let's say you're in school right now and you're like, no, but I really will be less busy in the summer. Like, really? You're not going to take your time to go to the beach and like, you're not going to take a trip every week. You're not going to work another job. Like, no, you're going to be busy because your time gets filled up with one thing or the other. Like, you're not just ever going to be just chilling on your couch for 3 months straight because it's summer. Like, you're going to find other things to do. So for you to tell yourself, like for me to sit here and be like, oh, I'm single, like this is, you know, this is great. I can't wait till after I'm married when I'm not wedding planning anymore. I won't have to worry about, you know, being so much busy. Guess what? I'm going to have kids one day. And that's literally a joke. So anyway, you're always going to be super busy. So you have to find time today to prioritize the things that are important to you. And if you're watching the Zoom, the business is probably obviously at least a little bit important to you, or you wouldn't care enough to watch this video. So when I first started, I was working 9 a.m. to midnight. I was going to school full time. So I had a 2-hour drive. Well, it was 2 hours total, 1 hour there, 1 hour home from school. I didn't live on campus. I lived in a house. So I had to drive an hour. So instead of just being like, oh, whatever, like I can't work my business right now. And like I go to school. So like whenever, so I have like 6 hours a day that I'm driving and going to school and like coming home. So then after that, I'll work my business. That is stupid. So what I did was I did personal development in the morning on the way to school because like I don't like to talk and do all that stuff in the morning. So I drank my coffee. Now I could do keto coffee. We didn't have that back then, unless we did. And then I would listen to personal development. When I got to school, what was I wearing? My It Work shirt. Every single day I wore my It Work shirt. I had my greens in a water bottle. I had my Confianza, my ThermoFit, and my Fat Fighters in my purse. And I would strategically take those at school. So I'd be drinking my greens, plop it on the desk where everybody could see, and they were like, what is that? And it was my greens. And like so many people from my school were like, do you have samples? Like, can I try some? And I was like, yeah, I do. Whip it out of my purse. Like, you have to be prepared to have those things that you're using. So aka run product shipment. If you're using your products, then you're going to be able to talk to people about them so easily versus if you're just like trying to come up with a conversation, or if you're solely relying on social media. I work Instagram. Like, that's like literally where I sign everybody from. But do you think that that means I'm not going to talk to people while I'm out? No, because I'm going to do a little bit of everything, but that's where I usually sign the most people. But whenever I was in school, you know, we had a test, and I'd be like, hey, do you want Confianza? Like, do you want this stress relief? So I literally remember passing the bottle around anytime that we were at lunch, whether anybody was paying attention to me or not, or whether I thought they were. I stuck that bottle of Fat Fighters in front of my chicken tenders, and at the end, I was like shaking up the bottle real loud and like taking them, and I was like, like really big, so people would notice, like, what's this girl doing? And so people, I'm not kidding. I mean, I had a really small class. Every single person that was in my class is either a customer or a distributor on my team. Every single one of them, like literally every single one. And so you can work this business in your life. It should be a blend, not a balance. You can't ever balance this business with what you're doing. You have to blend it all together. You have your kid's soccer game. Well, guess what? You can't get out of that, and you don't want to miss that. So go to your kid's soccer game and talk to the parents that are right next to you. Like, why do you feel like you have to go to your kid's soccer game and then come home and work? Why can't you work at your kid's soccer game? So anyway, I think it's just all a matter of like perspective, because I'd come home too. So then, you know, after that, we didn't really, I don't think we had voice message for text back then. But we did for Facebook. And so I would always send Facebook messages, because I used to work my business through Facebook, and I would just send, you know, video or audio messages on Facebook, because I was driving, and I would say, you know, I'm driving home from school right now, but I would love to tell you more about this business, girl. It's so easy to work into your schedule, like whatever. And so they would hear me being like, oh, I'm on my way home from school. My life's a literal hot mess. And so they'd be like, oh, she can do this, I can do this. Instead of being like, oh, my life is perfect, and I've just been sitting at home all day, you know, eating bonbons and watching whatever. Like, no, she's literally running around like crazy, but she's still able to do this, and it gives them that confidence they can too. So don't be afraid to be like, hey, I, you know, just got home from this, you know, ballet practice, and we're about to eat dinner really quick, but I wanted to, you know, answer your message about the ThermoFit and tell you a little bit about it. So don't be afraid to do that. And then, you know, same thing with me working my jobs. Like, I would always work it into that. I sold a wrap in the back room at Finish Line whenever I used to work there. Like, people from there became customers, you know, people from there became distributors. So I just literally didn't keep my mouth shut about this stuff. And it's so simple whenever you're literally posting about it all the time on Facebook and Instagram, and then these people see you in person. If you didn't reach out to them, they're going to ask you about it and be like, so how's like it works going? Like, what is that all about? So everybody's curious, but you just have to keep your mouth open and be approachable so they can ask you about it. And then, you know, people will say, oh, well, like, you know, you do it works full time, and so that's why you have so much time that's free. Like, that's why you can talk to this many people. You know, that's why you can sign that many customers. It's like, if I didn't have a job, then I'd be able to do the same thing too. Well, guess what? The reality is that we both have the same amount of hours in the day, and our hours get filled up with something. So just because I don't have a full-time job doesn't mean that I'm not busy. It doesn't mean that I'm not planning a wedding. It doesn't mean that I don't have a dog. It doesn't mean that I don't have parents that are in a different state that I travel to all the time. You know, like, your time gets filled up with something, but at the end of the day, we all have 24 hours in a day, and you get to choose what you want to do with it. And so back then, for me, it looked like, you know, okay, sorry, I'm like jumping all around the place. My mind's like going 90-0. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So every single night before I go to bed, I write down my agenda for the next day. Because guess what? If I know that my day is so jam-packed full of stuff that I've got to do, errands I've got to run, places I've got to go, you know, stuff I've got to do, and it's just crazy. Like, literally, how am I so busy whenever I don't have a job? You know, but I am. And so, if I don't plan out ahead of time, okay, well, I'm going to go work out tomorrow. I have tons of stuff that I've got to do, and I have to work my business. So how am I going to work all that out? So then I look at the schedule for classes the next day. I'm like, okay, well, I'm actually going to have to go to a really early class tomorrow versus my afternoon class, because I won't be here. And then, so if I'm going to go work out at that time, then I've got to work my business before, and I can get my follow-ups done before I go, and then I'll go work out, and then I'll go run my errands. And so then I'm able to message in between that, because I've gotten all the stuff that I have to sit down and do done by 9 o'clock, you know? And so literally, if you don't plan that stuff out, you're literally going to feel like it's just a hot mess all the time. And you still might feel like a hot mess. I do, but you at least have your stuff done, and you know when you're going to do what. And sometimes I even write down numbers, and I'll number them, like, okay, this is the first thing I'm going to do, second thing, third thing, fourth thing, fifth thing, and the sixth thing I'm going to do. And so then in that order, I get that stuff done. But it just literally comes down to you planning out what you do and don't have time for. So whenever I was promoting, still now whenever I'm promoting, you know, my fiance will be like, hey, let's go to the movies. And I'm like, I can't go to the movies with you. I will go to the movies with you in May, but I can't go in April because I'm trying to promote, and I'll have my phone for 2 hours. And so you have to sacrifice and say no, but really you call it a sacrifice, but really it's an investment in your future. And so, like, for me to not go to a 2-hour movie with my fiance that's still going to be open May 1st when I can go with him, for me to not go to that is securing our future. For me to, 1, pay off our wedding in cash, 2, pay off our vehicles all before our wedding. All that stuff is more important to me than going to a 2-hour movie whenever I could just go to it the next week. You have to decide what's important to you long term. You can't base what you do today on what you feel like doing. You have to base it on what you know you want. And so if you are just basing everything on like, don't really feel like messaging. Well, tough. Because if you really want this business, you're going to do it anyway. Even then on the days that you don't feel like it, because I don't always feel like following up with people, but I do it every single day anyways, because guess what? That's how we make money. That's how we change people's lives.
And the thing that I love about what you're saying too is, you guys, she's prioritizing this business. If, somebody called her and she had a dentist appointment, she's not going to cancel her dentist appointment to go out to lunch with her. But why do we do that in our business, you guys? So she's prioritizing this business and she's making small sacrifices. I love the whole work hard now to play hard later. I'm so excited for you to be able to pay cash for your wedding. I was never able to do that. Most of us that have, gone through a wedding without it works. That is debt. That's college. You paid for cash for college. Do you regret that? No.
And that's the thing. That's the thing is you sit there and what I was going to say too is whenever I was in school, I could not go to my job. I couldn't not go to school. And so I had to do those things, homework assignments. I had to get those done. And so I couldn't say no to any of those things. What could I say no to? Pretty much the only thing I had left in my life that I did besides work and school was sleep. So I said no to sleep. And do you think sitting here making the income that we both make, being a top enroller, top income earner in this company, paying cash for my wedding, paying off $10,000 of credit card debt last year, buying a house next year, all these things that we've got plans to do or that we have done. Do you think that today I'm sitting here, and this sounds silly, but literally this is how we operate. I'm sitting here today. Do you think that I'm really that one day, November 26th, back in 2015, I really wish I would have had 2 extra hours of sleep? No. And so those sacrifices that you think are such a huge sacrifice, you look back and you're I'm so glad that I did it. Mm-hmm. I'm why would I not have done that? Mm-hmm. How important is sleep to you? Because guess what? You're going to lose a lot more sleep not being able to pay your bills. I'll just say that. So you might as well work this business and, take it 30 minutes or an hour after, your day every night to just decompress and write down the names of people that you talk to every day or whatever it is that you plan for the next day and get your post set up, message some more. You just have to decide what you're going to say no to.
I love that. Love it. Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this. All right, guys. We are going to sign off and we're going to get some messaging because we have a promo going on right now. We have a little bit of time left. So bye.